It's such a novel thing to do in the first place, to be a mass of people on our road. You hold up a sign on a stage at a Pride festival, a bunch of people who probably already agree with you are going to see it. You have signs or chanting things or whatever, you have a message at a march, that's publicly visible.
The first one that I remember sort of parading through Exeter, it was, a really big thing because, we had a really long, big Pride flag. I just remember thinking, oh yeah, this is really cool because we're marching through the centre of Exeter, and there weren't as many of us then as there is now, but doing the actual parade. But I just felt, because we were all holding this flag, that sense of connection was really, really strong and powerful. Yeah, and it was, that time was. It was a year before the Equality Act came in, so it was a very different time to what it is now. So being out and proud had a very different sort of feel to it. It felt, in some ways dangerous. At that time, I was an out lesbian, so it was before my gender transition. So I really feel strongly I've been held by, Exeter Pride, as well as people in the community through my transition, and that's really, supported me in a lot of ways. Pride started in Stonewall in 1969, which was a year after I was born. So, I've kind of always, it's been in my bones, I guess, to have some form of protest, some form of visibility and connection with others.
My first Exeter Pride was actually last year, so 2022. It's a massive parade, and just how many people were in the crowd and in the parade and all of the stalls and everything, and it was just really it blew my mind just seeing how many people there were. It was just so it was reassuring, I think, because when you live in a part of the country that has a smaller population, so naturally probably a smaller queer community, to see those numbers physically represented it's very validating. A more personal, specific memory was I saw another fellow individual who also had visible top surgery scars, and that was it was one of my first times being out in public with my top surgery scars on show. And to a lot of my friends, I'm the only trans masculine person that they know, and so it was nice to see another person like myself, because I don't see a lot of people like myself, particularly with maybe my build or with the specific procedure that I had done represented in the media or in general, let alone actually seeing somebody in person. And I think we saw each other and we just shared a knowing nod, and that was really nice. And it was just little things like that, actually seeing physical representation right in front of you rather than just numbers on a page. It's a different experience altogether.
You are husband and husband. So congratulations, you may kiss the groom.
I think this is the biggest divide between the LGB and the T plus parts of the community now, is the dynamic of having to protest. It's easy to forget barriers that had to be overcome by the generations before us. So whether it was equalising the age of consent, whether it was allowing same-sex couples to adopt, but that be more or less equal footing now for over a decade.
Trans rights now! Trans rights now! Trans rights!
The need for political activism is much more pressing for trans people. We're fighting on a policy level, and we have barriers that didn't exist for other groups. We have medical considerations to bear in mind, and that is something that we cannot, sadly, just simply self-esteem our way through.